Hello, everybody. Welcome to another edition of our Coach on the Couch as we get into the basketball season. My name is Mike Well. I'm joined by Amherst girls basketball coach Brandon Trzebiatowski. And Coach, thanks for joining us. And I guess first of all, just kind of give us a little bit about your background. What got you into coaching? What got you into basketball? And what got you into Amherst?
Well, I'm originally from Amherst. I played under Greg Jensen that coached here for a long time. And then I went to college for a couple of years and got into reffing. And Jay Pitt was actually my JV coach through high school. And I kind of asked him about coaching. He said, hey, I'll take you anytime you want. So I started coaching under him and then just always loved the game, always liked the game. So from there, then Jens came along, went under Jens. And then after Jensen, I applied for the head job and here I am now.
And I think this is your third year, correct, on the job?
Yes.
And much like any Jensen protege, your teams are defined by your toughness and your ability to play really strong defense. And so far here in 2023, it's kind of shown. I guess talk about your style, especially defensively.
Defensively, like you said, I believe in man. I believe that we are capable of playing man against any team that we face. I grew up with discipline on defense because defense actually wins championships in my mind. If you can score one more point than you can hold them, it's a win.
And just the physical nature of your team as well. I mean, obviously players like Scout Spadoni is extremely physical, extremely tough under the basket. I guess that seems like a hallmark of Amherst and has been for years. And how have you kind of taken that trend and continued it here?
Like I said, I believe in all players that want to come play and give 110%. That's what I preach. That's what I say to all of them. I believe in if you get the inside game established, then the outside game will follow it, or vice versa. If they pack it inside, then we got to play outside. But then you got to make them extend, and then our inside game will come back. So it's all about just playing the game, I tell them. So sometimes you got to wait your turn, and sometimes it's your turn to shine. So you got to be ready at all cost.
And when you talk about being ready, a lot of these players got their first varsity experience last year. They moved up as sophomores and they got a lot of time. Now they're juniors, now they're seniors. I guess what has it been like for you seeing those players grow these past really season plus now and now kind of asserting their own roles on the varsity team?
It helps a lot having some people come back and so that people actually know our offense, know our things to do on defense, what we look for, what our goals are to get through them all. Because starting off, you got to start the program, and now the program's kind of started, and now people are getting what our goals are. They're buying into what we see, and it's just making it a lot easier.
And you talk about buying in. What exactly are they buying into? Like what's like the mantra that you need players to buy in?
Just believe in our coaching staff, believe in themselves, and if we believe in these two things, we will more than likely will have a successful season.
And talk about the senior class. 5 listed on the roster in front of me. I guess kind of talk about what they've brought to the program, especially now. This is your third season with these girls. I guess what have this senior class kind of brought to the program, and what do you think their legacy is going to be once they move on next year?
Yeah, this is the first class that I've had for 3 years. So one of the 3 years. So yes, they know my style. They're helping the younger kids develop. They know what I look for and what I do. So they've really stepped up verbally and with the young kids and saying, hey, this is what we got to get to. This is what we need done. The leadership is coming along very, very well. They've been pushing each other. And this class is, like I said, they're out there to win and they want to win. So they keep pushing everybody.
And then the rest of the roster, all juniors, you've covered them since they were freshmen now. I guess what are they bringing to the table is knowing that after this year, they're going to be the seniors next year.
That's what we try pushing every year, saying that you got to learn from the older kids, and then you still got to teach our young. Because even if you're not, I combined practice for a while with JV and varsity, and we need them to push the freshmen and the sophomores. So when they come up, that we're all on the same page, and we just can keep rolling each year.
And then you talked a little about your philosophies, and you're a fully man defense team. How have the players kind of bought into that? I mean, sure, they've been taught it for years now, but how have they bought in, especially the help side type of things?
Well, you see it on the court. If you help side, like I said, you hold people to less points. You start realizing that if you actually get the help side, you don't have to work as hard. You're not trailing all the time. You're in position to take those cuts away. And communication, we're still working on. And if we get that better, they'll even see how easier defense gets once we start communicating that a little bit more.
And then a couple of games in now, you've had some tight ones. You've been some barn burners that have been down to the very last basket. How has that kind of steeled this team going into what is a very tough CWC East?
Yeah, it's just mentally strong. Like I said, there's going to be runs every game. They may go on a 12-point run. We can't panic. We got to learn how to weather the storm and come back and piece it together. And we also got to learn if we get a 15-point lead that we have to hold that 15-point lead. So I'm a fan of playing good competition and having good games. It only helps you in the future.
And then for you as a coach itself, now you're in your third year as the head coach. What have you been learning about yourself these past few years and getting yourself better and better as a coach every game?
Me as myself, I guess it's getting to get to know the players and getting them to believe in me, to believe in them, and trying to give them compliments more and get them pumped up and make sure they're having a good time, because it seems when our head's up, we play really, really well. But then once they get down, we struggle a little bit, but it's just getting out to communicate with them and telling them that we're here, it's all okay, we will get through this, and there's never a doubt in my mind that we can win a basketball game.
And for you, being a local guy, being an Amherst alum, being a coach here for years, and now being the head coach, what does it mean for you to be coaching your home school?
Like I said, I love the sport. I love everything. It means a lot that I stayed here, that I got this position, that I look forward to one day I have a daughter. Hopefully I'll be here and, that I can take that whole thing. I think every dad's dream is to coach their daughter. So, and it's everybody getting raised. All the parents that I know, all their kids, just trying to make the community a good place to raise their kids and have fun.
Absolutely. And you look behind us, we got all these trophies behind us, plenty of girls' basketball trophies as well. I guess, what are you hoping for some of your goals this year? Obviously, a trophy would be amazing, but I guess what are some of your bigger picture goals for this program?
Right now, I just say take every game by day, and our first goal is to win a conference title this year. It's doable, but we mentally got to be strong. We mentally got to go out, practice every day, keep getting better and better. And after that, we'll worry about that after the conference games are done, and then we'll see what happens in the playoffs. But right now, we just got to concentrate on every game and getting those conference games to hopefully be in contention for that conference title.
And then as a coach on and off the floor with these players, I guess, what are some of the things you're hoping to see by the end of the year on and off the court for this team?
I just want to see them laughing and having fun with each other. It seems like sometimes, they get spread apart a little bit, but I just want team unity. Like I tell them every single day, hey, it's not a bad day. We're playing basketball. Get your heads up. There's nothing else. All your problems can go away. We're playing basketball. Go have fun. You only have so many games in your life. So just give it all you got, and these are things that you'll take home and remember.
And what's it been like seeing the crowds that have been here? Obviously, Amherst is a very passionate town. To see so many people chanting and cheering and making this gym one of the loudest in the area.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's amazing how many people still come to the games and still do everything. I think it's very good for the kids. It shows them a great atmosphere and shows them that, people do back them, and that it's a town that actually does a very good job at coming, supporting, and doing all that.
And with some of the things like this, obviously the season started. It seems like it starts earlier and earlier every year. It starts before Thanksgiving. What has it been like for you having to jump from really 2 weeks after volleyball ends, they're right back on the basketball court? How have you kind of helped the girls handle that adjustment from one sport to the next with not much of a turnaround?
I can tell you they're excited. They're the ones telling me, hey, we want to shoot. Hey, we want to do this. They have the passion. They know that it's a culture that we're out here to try improving and being the best that we can be. So most of them, they're all begging me. They say they're ready to go, and it doesn't take me much. It's 90% them.
And what's it like playing in a conference that's got a lot of teams in a division up or division down, and you guys are one of the bigger ones? You're going to have a tough road when we get to March. What was it like scheduling some of these games against these schools that you're going to see later on?
Yeah, it's a different ballpark coming from where we go in conference to where we go to playoffs. It's just we got to take every game, and we got to learn how to close people out and figure out how we can get better at each level. And the non-conference games, we try getting to bigger schools so that we get used to it and try going through. But it's that step where we got to learn how to be physical, because once we get to playoffs, it's physical. It's downright. Everybody's out there to win, and going from the biggest school to the littlest school is a disadvantage. But like I said, it's the same game, same everything. We just got to go out with the same mindset.
And I guess last thing I'll ask you, Coach, what do you want to say to some of the fans who are going to be watching this and watching the games at home, whether they can be here or not, or for road games? What do you want to say to them?
Hey, thanks for everything you do, the support, and all the stuff for backing us and making this a great program.
Well, Coach, thank you so much for your time. Best of luck down the road. We're going to see you plenty of times this year and hoping to interview you quite a bit more after plenty of games this year.
I hope so, too.
That's Brandon Trzebiatowski of the Amherst Falcons girls basketball program. Season underway. They'll be back in action as the year goes on as well, all the way through March, and hopefully a pretty deep Division III playoff run. Coach, thanks for your time and best of luck.
Thank you.